In general, the characters in Smash Bros. Can be considered fairly similar. They all have the same basic move layout: smashes, tilts, aerials, grabs, shields, and specials. I'm not saying all of those are the same, just that all the characters have them. But there are some characters that have abilities that go beyond those normal moves. Today, I'm going to be ranking these extraordinary abilities from worst to best, based on their utility in a battle. First, though, welcome to VG Chat. So, what exactly qualifies as a special ability? Basically, if it's the function of a specific move, even if that move is unique, it won't be included here. On the screen is a list of all the characters I'm going to include, and some that I won't. Some questionable ones include Pokemon Trainer's ability to switch between characters, Shulk's Monado arts, and Kirby's copy abilities, because those are the functions of specific moves. Characters that are multiple characters, like Olimar, Ice Climbers, and Rosalina also won't be included, because Pikmin, Nana, and Luma are integral parts of them, not just simple special abilities. Normal attributes that have been tweaked slightly beyond the norm, such as Luigi's Friction, won't be included here. RNG moves won't be included, neither will taunts that deal damage, extra jumps, taking water damage, super armor, or just about anything that more than 2 characters have, unless they are Echo Fighters. If you have any doubts about my list, or if you think I missed anything, tell me down in the comments and I'll do my very best to respond. Remember, this is just my opinion, based simply off what I know. Anyway, on to the list. Number 17. Robin's Special Moves. Robin's special mechanic is clearly the worst out of any of them. He runs out of his special moves. Once you use your special moves a certain number of times, you won't be able to again for a little while. This makes his specials, which were already kinda meh, ridiculously bad. His sword can also change due to this mechanic, but in certain situations this could be considered good, giving him better combo or kill abilities. Number 16. King K. Rool's Belly Armor. I'm not including Super Armor in this list because quite a few characters have it, including Little Mac, Bowser, Ganondorf, and, of course, King K. Rool. But K. Rool's Super Armor is special. It can break. If his belly breaks, it's a free smash attack for his opponent. I would have rated it below Robin, but if the player is careful, he can be fairly sure that his belly armor won't break. Number 15. Jigglypuff's Shield Break. This one's pretty similar to number 2, and I think I'd say they're interchangeable. If you didn't know already, Jigglypuff is instantly killed when her shield breaks, unless there's a ceiling above her. However, there are no ceilings in competitive matches, giving her no chance to recover. The reason I rated this as better than King K. Rool's Belly Break is because it's easier to avoid. The super armor is in so many of the King's moves that if the opponent knows how to hit him, he's quite vulnerable. But with Puff's insane air mobility, she can more easily avoid her opponent and isn't forced into shield as often. Like I said though, they're almost interchangeable, so I definitely understand if you think this mechanic is worse than King K. Rool's Belly Break. Number 14. Incineroar's Extra Taunts. Okay, you could argue that this doesn't belong here. However, it's not an inherent part of his moves, just a unique character quirk, so I decided to include it. They're completely useless and completely cancelable, so it's just sitting here in the not bad, not good category. Let's move on to some that are actually useful. Number 13. Ryu and Ken will face their opponents. This is more of a nod to their games than anything else. I come nowhere close to maining either of these characters, but I assume that it could possibly aid in some combos, or maybe recovery. If anybody who mains Ryu or Ken is watching this, I'd love to know some of the mechanics' more in-depth uses, so let me know down in the comments. Number 12. Yoshi's Shield. Yoshi's Shield has a unique quirk that no other characters have. Some would say this is the function of a specific move, but given that all other shields are exactly the same, I think Yoshi's Shield deserves a spot on this list, given it has an ability separate from its other functionality. It won't shrink as it takes damage. This makes it impossible to poke through, like you might be able to do on other characters. A small but useful mechanic that no other character has access to. Number 11. The Link's Shields. Given that these shields are able to block any projectile, you might think they'd be a little higher on this list. Here's the issue though, they're completely useless if Link does anything other than walk. If he runs, jumps, or attacks at all, the shield will cease to work, making it useful only in extremely specific circumstances. Overall, a decent mechanic, but now we're really starting to hit the best of the best for these special mechanics. Number 10, Link's Sword Beam. Link got a number of changes in Ultimate besides his clothing swap. Now he's able to shoot sword beams with a forward smash when he's at 0% damage. However, Link has no means by which to heal himself, limiting the move's usefulness. Number 9, Bowser's Tough Guy. This mechanic, unique to Bowser, allows him to tank any damage below a certain percentage without knockback or flinching. While this can be incredibly useful in some situations, any move that's meant to kill will definitely deal more than 7%, so it's worthless against any stronger attacks. Number 8, Bayonetta's Jump and Up B. A big thing for Bayonetta, and extremely powerful in certain situations. Up next, we have Bayonetta's ability to regain her recovery with her jump. This makes her already powerful recovery that much better, and is one of the reasons her combo game is as scary as it is. Number 7, Little Mac's Knockout Punch. This move is one of the strongest moves in all of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and can kill most characters at only about 35% damage. It does have its flaws, of course. Little Mac only gets it around 70% damage or later, unless you're really good at playing him, so it's possible he may have actually died by then, due to his extremely weak recovery. In addition, it doesn't work very well in the air, and it disappears if he takes significant damage. Despite all of this, it's an extremely strong and useful move, especially if you know how to use it. Number 6, Donkey Kong's Carry. If you didn't know already, Donkey Kong has the ability to carry other players around, if he can grab them first. This is a huge part of his meta, and allows for some very unique combos. This is a very important tool in DK's moveset, and there's no other move quite like it. In addition, it allows Donkey Kong to throw opponents while they're in the air, which no other move even comes close to replicating. Number 5, Cloud's Limit. Yes, I know his down special is devoted to this, but that's not performing a move so much as charging all the rest. In addition, it can be charged by hitting others and by being hit. When it's full, his strength and speed significantly increase, and all of his special moves change into something different. It was nerfed from Smash 4, yet it still remains incredibly powerful and useful. Number 4, Peach's and Daisy's Floats. By holding the jump button, Peach and Daisy can float mid-air. This makes their already decent recovery even better, and pro players can use this for some of the strongest combos in the game. You may have heard that the pros are calling Peach and Daisy some of the best characters in the whole game, and this move is the main reason why. Number 3, Inklings Ink. Inklings' whole moveset revolves around their unique Ink ability. Most of their moves cover opponents with Ink. When their enemies are covered, the Inkling can deal additional damage and knockback. And that's not all. They can ink the ground, making their opponents slower and themselves faster on their color of ink. The only real downside is that they have to refill their ink, but even this can be used to their advantage. While refilling, they have a very small hitbox, making it useful for dodging some moves. Number 2, Joker's Persona Arsene. Without Arsene, Joker is incredibly weak. He has a dinky gun, a grappling hook, and all of his attacks are on the weak side. But when Arsene comes into the mix, his power multiplies.
Persona!
To quote his character trailer, a simultaneous counter and reflect? Is that even allowed? It takes a long time for Arsene to wear off, and by the time he does, Joker will have dealt incredible damage to his opponent. And if you use his down B correctly, you can charge Arsene even faster. Number 1, Lucario's Aura. This is, without a doubt, the best special ability in the game. As Lucario takes more and more damage, he deals more of it too. His hitboxes become bigger. His recovery improves. The higher his damage gets, the harder it is to take him down, making him one of the most dangerous characters in the game. Quick tip, if you want to complete a challenge that requires you start with high damage, choose Lucario. His Aura Sphere is super dangerous at 300%. So guys, that was my ranking of special character mechanics in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Do you think there should have been another special mechanic on that list? If you dispute one of my placements, comment down below with your thoughts and I'll be happy to respond. And subscribe if you want more video game related content. But until then, VG Chat out!